let's move on to B. So B, iværksætteri, entrepreneurship. And again, we have a task where we need to read the text. Læs teksten iværksætteri. I teksten er der fjernet 5 tekstdele. In the text, 5 parts have been erased. Dette er angivet med tallene 1 til 5. This is given with the numbers. These are marked by the numbers 1 to 5. So if I quickly I'll go over to the text in the other one here, you can see here's the text, and there's a number where we need to insert a sentence into the space. It says, på dette opgaveark findes der 5 tekstdele samt 2 ekstra, der ikke passer i teksten. So down here we have a bunch of sentences, and 2 of them, I think it says, der ikke passer i teksten. Yeah, there are 2 ekstra, der ikke passer. There's 2 that we don't need to use. Udfyld skemaet nederst på siden. So there's some boxes down here, and we need to write the corresponding letter. So with our previous task, we had to read pretty much from start to finish to be sure we got all the information and that we understand really well. With this one, I would say the controls are the sort of little cheat control is, don't read all the text. You might not be necessary. You might be able to get away with just reading the line before and the line after and have enough information to answer the question, to choose what is more relevant. So here, the trick is, again, understanding very well what comes before and what comes after, and has there been any kind of change? What sort of thing do I need in the middle to connect these 2 ideas? Let's take the first one. It says here, frem for at arbejde 37 timer om ugen for en arbejdsgiver et sted, hvor man måske ikke har særlig meget indflydelse eller selvbestemmelse, vil de gerne være iværksættere. And after the whole, indtil virksomheden kører så godt, at man kan ansætte nogle medarbejdere, må man selv stå for det hele. Okay, so it's saying, as opposed to working 37 hours for an employer, a place where you maybe don't have so much influence or decision making, many people want to work as an entrepreneur. So this kind of sounds like it's talking a bit about negatives of working for a company, for example, and sort of going towards the positives of being self-employed. But it's a lot of sort of negative, right? Then after it says, indtil virksomheder kører så godt, at man kan sætte nogle medarbejdere. So until the business is up and running, you can employ some other people. You need to take care of everything, basically, economically. Du skal stå for det hele, and also the work. Right? You got to do everything yourself. So actually, sort of, it was almost like pointing towards some positives of working as an entrepreneur. You know, you can decide, you can have a lot of influence, you can decide yourself what to do. And after, we have a sort of negative. Until the business is up and going, you've got to take care of everything yourself. So that tells me we're looking for something in the middle that connects this sort of positive and negative thing. Is there something in the middle? Let's have a look. I'm just going to scan and try to find the answer, and then I'll explain to you why I'm taking that one. So my initial thought here is B, because B is talking about en masse ulemper, which is disadvantages, and then it's also talking about some positives. You are your own boss. Man er sin egen chef. But if I try to sort of read the last line and continue into the text, it kind of doesn't make sense then. For det, at man er alene om sin virksomhed, betyder også, at man er sin egen chef. Working alone means you're also your own boss. But then it continues, indtil virksomheden kører så godt, blah, blah, blah. Until the business is up and running, you have to do it all yourself. So that's a negative again. So it doesn't really connect those 2 ideas very well. But if we look at D, enkelte har nok urealistiske drømme om hurtig succes og hurtige penge. Men de fleste ved godt, at det at starte sit eget først og fremmest er hårdt arbejde. It's hard work. And that really does roll nicely into until the business is up and running. You've got to, take care of everything yourself. So that sort of combines really well this thing of, you can have your own influence. You can decide yourself. Indflydelse, selvbestemmelse. Men det er urealistisk at tænke, at det går hurtigt. It's unrealistic to think it goes quickly. So the answer here is D. Perfect. Let's take the next one. We have, and I'm going to start reading around here. Og hvor en almindelig lønmodtager har ret til mindst 5 ugers ferie om året, der må en iværksætter selv spare op og sætte til af, hvis det overhovedet er muligt. So here again we have a negative. It's saying, as opposed to a normal salary worker, salary receiver, normal worker, where you have the right to at least 5 weeks of vacation per year, an entrepreneur has to save up the money and also put aside the time, if it at all is possible. So we have a negative again. After, der er ikke nogen, der definerer ens arbejdsopgaver, og der er ikke nogen, der bestemmer, hvor og hvornår man arbejder. Back to a positive. Can you hear that? There's nobody who defines your tasks. There's nobody who decides where or when you have to work. So again, we're connecting a negative and a positive, and I'm tempted to think now to go back to B. Men det der kunne lyde som en masse ulemper, now this one fits actually really well, right? Because it talks about being your own boss, sin egen chef. And after, der er ikke nogen, der definerer, no one else defines, fits perfectly. So I'm just going to mark off D, and I'm now going to mark off B. That went really smoothly, actually. I'm surprised. Let's try number 3. Fingers crossed it's going to go just like that. Little side note, if you don't have enough information, if you're a bit like, I'm not sure what's going on here, that probably means you're going to have to go back. So maybe go back to the start of the text up here and read more. Start by reading just a line, see if it's enough, but if not, you're just going to have to read more, and that will give you more of a context. Let's see how it goes here. I'm going to start. Nogle mennesker tror, at det er firmaer, som for eksempel Mærsk og Novo Nordisk, der er de absolut vigtigste i dansk erhvervsliv. Dels fordi de beskæftiger mange mennesker, dels fordi de bidrager med mange penge til statskassen. Some people think it's these companies such as Mærsk and Novo Nordisk that are the absolute most important in Danish business, because they sort of they supply many people with work, and they contribute a lot of money to the state. So it's giving you some positives about these big companies, but I can already hear in my mind it's going to go over to something not negative necessarily, but it's going to be pointing back towards these self-employed people, right? Let's see. Der er ikke nogen tvivl om, at de udgør en meget vigtig del af dansk økonomi. Det er med til at skabe vækst, og det hjælper med at finansiere det dyre danske velfærdssamfund, som langt de fleste danskere gerne vil beholde. So it's talking about, again, contributing. There's no doubt that they make up a very important part of Danish economy, and they are involved in creating growth. They help finance the expensive welfare state that most Danes would like to keep. Okay. So again, I'm looking almost for something that connects us from talking about big companies to little companies. Let's have a look. Let me scan. Okay. So there's a bunch. You can almost like rule out elimination of saying, okay, there's some figures in here. 60% of all their indkøb, their purchases, small and medium-store virksomheder. Talking about them buying more. It's not related. So if you look out for numbers, that could either be something that is relevant or something that's not relevant. I can see here with D that we're talking about små og mellemstore virksomheder again. But what are we saying? Man må dog ikke overse. One mustn't, however. And some keywords, often the word men, but, or the word though, however, something's giving you a contradiction. And I was looking for the word men, but here they've used the word though, which is doing the same thing. Vi mustn't overlook the small and medium-sized businesses. De har samlet set over 800.000 fuldtidsansatte, hvilket svarer til næsten 40% af alle fuldtidsansatte i Danmark. Well, okay, 800,000 full-time employees, which correlates to 40% of all full-time employment in Denmark. And if we continue, der er ikke nogen tvivl om, at de udgør en meget vigtig del af dansk økonomi. You hear that right? It's talking about the positives of the small, medium-sized businesses, how they contribute to the state. I'm pretty confident with that. This is not easy, right? But you're often looking for some kind of little word that's having some kind of contradiction, at least in these examples, a positive or a negative, a good or a bad, a way it contributes or a way it doesn't. Let's take the next one. Number 4. Now I'm going to read from here. Det mener i hvert fald Dansk Erhverv. Dansk Erhverv er en magtfuld interesseorganisation, der på forskellige måder arbejder for at gøre det lettere at drive virksomhed i Danmark. Okay, this is kind of neutral here, not really positive, negative. It's just telling us what Dansk Erhverv is. And Dansk Erhverv, probably going to be a keyword here, something we're looking for. What do? They look at different ways they can make it easier to run a business in Denmark. Then comes our gap. What's after? I rapporten Verdens bedste iværksætterland fra 2021 giver de en lang række gode råd om, hvad der skal til for at gøre det lettere at drive virksomhed i Danmark. Okay, so again, we're talking about make it easy to run a business in Denmark, but they've mentioned some kind of report. So our keyword is again Dansk Erhverv, and they are an organization that are looking for different ways to make it easier to do business in Denmark. That could be relevant, right? It could be what ways? What ways are you talking about? After we have something about a report, which is giving a bunch of good advice, en række gode råd om, hvad der skal til for at gøre det lettere for at drive virksomhed i Danmark. So I noticed that in C, we had some figures, 60%, 60%. Could be something here. Let me scan. Faktisk mener det, at både staten, regionerne og kommunerne i 2025 skal lægge 60% af alle deres indkøb i små og mellemstore virksomheder. Det er væsentligt mere end i dag. Det er væsentligt mere end i dag. That's particularly more than today. So by 2025, they need to be putting 60% into small and medium-sized businesses. That could be something that could help them. It sounds like a good contender, but i rapporten, verdens bedste, den lange gode råd, there's a bunch of good advice. I'm not completely sold on it. Let's go back. Let's take a look at F here. Det betyder blandt andet, at de forsøger at påvirke politikerne, så den lovgivning, der bliver vedtaget, er en fordel for de private erhvervsliv. It means, among other things, that attempting to affect politicians, so the laws that are being taken are advantageous in fordel for the private businesses. Here's some very specific things about what could be done to make it easier for private businesses, right? Påvirke politikerne, make some laws that are advantageous. So that seems to roll pretty well. Then we continue i rapporten, verdens bedste iværksætter. Then again, there's some gode råd. What are these good advices? Fælles for alle disse råd er, at de er meget konkrete. For eksempel anbefaler de, at børn og unge undervises i iværksætteri i skolen. Okay, one very particular thing, very specific. Kids should be taught entrepreneurship in school. It sounds like very specific things that could be around law and making things very official around this topic. I'm going for F. That seems to make a lot of sense for me. Let's take the last one. Number 5, nummer 5, and I'm going to read from here. Under kunder ingen virksomhed. Uden kunder ingen virksomhed. Without customers, no business. Dansk Erhverv foreslår, at den offentlige sektor skal handle mere hos de små og mellemstore virksomheder. Okay, here he's talking about trading more with the smaller and medium-sized businesses. So we've already looked at an answer that was talking about that, right? And after it says, og det vil helt sikkert skaffe flere kunder til de unge, håbfulde iværksættere. Sådan. So if we go back, what was it? It was C. Faktisk mener de, at både staten, regionerne og kommunerne skal lægge 60%. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's just read one more time. Dansk Erhverv foreslår, Danish business suggest that the public sector, they need to trade more with little businesses. Actually, they mean that both the state, regions, and the communes, so on and so on and so on. It rolls perfectly. I'm pretty comfortable with that. C. Boom. What were our rules this time? It was read the text, understand the context very well, and find the correct answer from the list here. Remember, there's 2 we didn't need to use. But what were the controls? They were read a sentence just before and a sentence just after, and that might be enough to give you enough of a context to understand what's going on. Look out for positives versus negatives, good things versus bad things, advantages, disadvantages, some kinds of contradictions. And if it matches before and after, they're talking about the same sort of thing. We had this last example, I think it was F, where it was talking about ways that they could give a positive for private businesses. It mentioned that before and after. So something in the middle had to be more on that subject. So it's understanding very well before and after, finding what goes in the middle. And as always, if you get stuck, firstly, read a little bit more, see if it gives you more context. And if you're still having trouble, go on to the next one and come back to it. This is arguably, again, one of the most difficult tasks because it's quite nuanced and there's often a couple of answers that look like they might work. But don't stress. If you follow these techniques, you're going to be able to get some good points here.